Brandon on my
they're
side.
supposed to win.
Put it on
I'm
the
good
script.
with B. Marshall. Time for a little drawing a blank, folks. Couple of rookies squaring off in Miami. Future stars in the making. 5th overall pick, Tua. 6th overall pick, Herbert. Can't wait to see these two. But Brandon, the player you're most excited to watch Week 10 is blank.
Hey, to whom much is given, much is expected. Russell Wilson, MVP.
Oh, goodness.
Look, you opened the door to this discussion. You're letting everybody else in this debate. And now it's time for you to shut this door. Quiet the haters.
Ooh.
Nick Wright, I don't want to come up here on Monday morning and hear him talk about Patrick Mahomes and why he is the clear-cut MVP. Russell Wilson, let's go.
Well, in Russell's favor, by the way, Patrick Mahomes, the real MVP, doesn't play this weekend, so Russell Wilson should have a better game than Mahomes, who's going to be chilling, resting on his bye week. However, did you guys know there is a pass defense that might be worse than the Seahawks? It's allowing a higher passer rating than Seattle, and has the fewest interceptions in the NFL. That pass defense is the Houston Texans. Who plays the Houston Texans this weekend? Oh, Baker Mayfield. So who am I excited to watch? Baker, off a bye, rested, probably filmed 6-7 commercials during the bye week, just chilling, counting them checks, making money, infuriating folks, as the Browns are going to get to 6-3 on the year, eat up the Texans defense after a bad week for the Texans organization. So we're going Baker Mayfield. It was a hard week without him on my television screen. Glad to have him back this Sunday.
It's a hard week not having him on your television screen. Yeah. You took the relationship to a new level. I'm going Joe Burrow. This could be a big win. And Brandon, you know I've been rooting for the Steelers. Oddly, I became a Steelers fan just because Nick hates them. All of a sudden, I got to root for Pittsburgh.
I don't hate
But I also like pettiness. And the fact that there was pushback on the Bengals Twitter, putting like, how dare they? How dare they tweet T.J. Houshmandzadeh using a towel as a towel? Oh, the amount of affection for this towel. It's just, you guys named it terrible. Like, don't be shocked that other people want to disrespect it.
It's just more than a towel.
It's too much.
More than a towel. Sacred.
It's literally
sacred.
It is not sacred. It is literally a yellow little towel that probably has a unit cost of 4 cents.
All right, so we mentioned Cleveland 13 times already. Baker, Browns, coming off that bye week, well-rested, looking to avoid an upset against the Texans. Good chance I'll be watching that game, Nick, you know, because I love games. Brandon, the team that should be on upset alert Week 10 is blank.
Well, Jen, I wish I would have known that Wiles was going there with the last fill in the blank, and I would have changed this. This is a bit of a reach, but it is the Cincinnati Bengals playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? Big Ben hasn't practiced all week. The offense is, you know, sometimes we look good, sometimes we don't. Defense, you know, the last couple of weeks is like, are they really the #1 defense, #2 defense? Are they a top 5? I'm not sure. And then Joe Burrow, he's been low-key putting it together the last couple weeks, just trying to get over that hump and get that win. So, big win last week for him, and this is a bit of a reach, but it could be the upset alert of the week.
I respect, Brandon, that you're going out on a limb there, because there's not a lot of intermediate spreads this week. Not a lot of 4, 5, 6-point spreads. It's either very small favorites or massive favorites like the Packers over the Jags. I'm going with one of the small favorites, which I rarely do. I think the Eagles need to be on upset alert against the New York Giants.
Yes.
Quietly, has anyone noticed? Wilds, you should have been banging this drum. The Giants legitimately could have won 5 consecutive games. The Giants' last 5 games, they lost to Dallas with zeros on the clock. They beat Washington in the final minute. They lost to Philadelphia with less than a minute left. Failed against a 2-point conversion against Tampa with less than a minute left. And then they escaped against Washington. They legitimately could have won 5 in a row. Wilds, I think you're fighting Joe Judge's beat the Eagles this weekend. I can't believe I'm saying it.
I love
Daniel Jones.
Hey, stay tuned. Stay tuned for the same take coming up in 2 minutes, but more enthusiastic love for Joe Judge. I am going with the Ravens. Watch out, Baltimore. Scrappy little team out of New England, which you're 0-5 against in the regular season. Got a few playoff wins. But I'm feeling, Lamar doesn't like to, kind of some little tension there with his recent quotes. They're calling. If you think the other teams are calling out your plays, Bill Belichick's calling out what you had for breakfast. He's been watching you, the entire season, your entire career.
Yeah.
Overnight oats.
He's definitely been watching. Belichick's definitely been watching. There's no question about it. I'm sure he's got film of it.
Some question. Okay. Any chance to take a shot. On to Russ and the Seahawks now. They're traveling to L.A. to take on the Rams. Russ and company needing a win, looking to avoid a 2-game slide. But Brandon, the team that most needs a win in Week 10 is blank.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a wild take here where, you really don't answer the question. All right, so here's my answer. The entire Seahawks defense, we don't need you guys to dominate. We don't need you guys to be really good. All we need is for you guys to slow down this offense and give Russell Wilson just another opportunity, because Nick Wright is right. It's going to come down to the last moments of this game.
So I'm going to actually answer the question, and I'm going to go with an odd name, or an odd answer. The Saints. And here's why the Saints most need a win in Week 10. Because, for twofold, really. One is they're coming off your best win of the year. If you give it back by losing to the 49ers, all that good work you did against Tampa is mostly erased. But the other reason is this, and this should mean a lot to Sean Payton and especially Taysom Hill, who I've always supported and had his back. I'm going to look like an idiot if the Saints lose. I have announced them as the division winners. I've explained how the Bucs are going to have to play the entire playoffs on the road. And if the Saints give a game back and all of a sudden that division's a coin flip again, I look like a doofus. So the Saints, take care of your business, beat the banged up 49ers. They're the team that most needs a win, Wilds.
Okay, I'm going with the Cardinals. Quietly, Kyler Murray is on pace for a 4,000-yard passing, 1,000-yard rushing season. Now, I know Mahomes is probably going to get the MVP or Russell Wilson, even though I think his defense is going to blow it for him. But there should be some award for Kyler because it's never been done before. For me personally, since we're just laying out our personal interests in this segment, Kyler, help me out, buddy. I've been supporting you the whole year. But you can't lose to the Dolphins and lose to the Bills and submarine my poor Patriots. Help me out here. Selfish take.
I love when he's quietly on pace for something, like he's tiptoeing his way, rushing 1,000 yards. On to Arizona now, where Kyler Murray, the aforementioned, and Josh Allen will face off. Both players top 5 in the MVP race. Both players looking to showcase their talent Sunday. But Brandon, the player with the most to prove in Week 10 is blank.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Tom Brady, come on, man.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's
Listen.
the right answer.
It's a good answer. It's a good answer.
It's the right answer. Go ahead. Elaborate.
What more do you want me to say? What more do you want me to say?
He's
Listen, I'm tired
finished.
of arguing
Elaboration
about the
complete.
quarterback position with Nick. You are the GOAT. No one has ever done what you have done in all of sports.
Oh, you're talking about
Help
Brady.
me out here, buddy. I don't want to turn on it. I don't want to get on this show Monday and have to debate this guy, Nick Wright. Please help me out, Tom Brady.
Brady's the right answer, particularly because he's playing a team with no pass rush whatsoever. Carolina cannot get to the opposing team's quarterback. They're right alongside the Raiders and I think the Jags for the fewest quarterback pressures and sacks on the season. So Brady should look great this weekend. They're coming off a terrible loss. It's a wildly important game. No Christian McCaffrey again for Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater's spending his practice time shopping for bits for the press conference and jerseys and such. So Brady should look great this weekend. I expect Brady to look great this weekend. If he doesn't, however, I have a supplementary prediction. Brandon Marshall will take his first sick day of his entire time on First Things First. And it won't be a fake sick day. He will actually be sick to his stomach watching what we're going to have to do to Brady on Monday. But I think he's going to play really well. I think he's going to look really good, Wilds. But given the competition, he's the guy with the most to prove, Wilds.
I love it. Listen, my guy, Joe Judge, needs to win a game here. The last 3 losses have been by a total of 6 points. So let's beat up on Carson Wentz and the old Philadelphia Eagles. Doug Peterson's out here, still talking about Nick Foles for some reason. You had guys running laps and taping tennis balls to people's hands and doing this whole move. Look, if the weather gets nasty, you guys are prepared to squeak one out here. So Joe Judge and the Giants. Let's get it done this week.
All right, let's get back to some Thursday night football. Phillip Rivers passing who? Dan Marino last night in passing yards, which begs the question, is he proving his doubters wrong this year? We'll ask one of those doubters who's sitting to my left or my right. I don't know how it works. Next, first things first. We're 2 over from me. 1, 2, 3 over from me. I forget it.